We're about to start the third quarter here in Tampa, Florida. Buccaneers leading 10-0. Dallas will receive. And clear weather once again prevailing after a brief rain shower in the second quarter. Christie boots it off for the Bucs. And Dixon will take it from his own end zone. And Dixon across the 20, the 25 to about the 29-yard line. So James Dixon with an excellent return, stopped by John Cannon. And the first half belonged to Tampa, statistically speaking, but Randy, one important stat is not there.
Exactly. You look at the total yards for Dallas, 66 yards. They've been very ineffective rushing the ball, but the big key in the first half, Dallas had the ball on almost 7-minute drive, 6 minutes and 55 seconds for 13 plays. Look, they have control of their offense, and Willis comes away, misses a 43-yarder. They got nothing out of it. Tampa spun it around on them and took it down for a touchdown.
First and 10 for the Cowboys. On the ground, Smith. And Smith running well. About a 7-yard, calling an 8-yard run by Emmitt Smith. Will bring up a 2nd and 2.
And now the Hurricane halftime report featuring the first.
And the Tampa defense has effectively shut down Emmitt Smith. Broderick Thomas told us, I swear they will not do this again. He is not going to get 121 yards. So far, he hasn't. I think it's very key for Dallas, though, to stay a little bit with this running game and keep Tampa off balance and off Troy's back.
Smith and Agee the backs. This is Agee. And Agee with the first down, running hard. So Tommy Agee, third-year player out of Auburn, really playing well as he picks up 7 yards on the run.
And Dallas coming out here in the second half, still committed to the running game, want to get things going, and we'll see how things shaped up on that last run. Right in the middle, in the heart of where things happen. Stepnoski against Jarvis, number 95. Good block by Stepnoski. They get into the linebackers. You're not going to stop a back the size of Agee at 6 foot 225 without him getting a few yards once he gets all the way back into the linebacker area.
First and 10. Ball at the 44 of Dallas. Play action. Aikman going up top. And it's complete. Intercepted. Reynolds. I believe they're going to call him down by contact at the point of the interception, way back about the 7.5-yard line. It was a circus catch by Ricky Reynolds, number 29. It was actually a fine play-action pass setup by Troy Aikman and the Dallas Cowboys. Watch, you see Giesick, the right guard, pulls out, sells him on the play action. Thomas misses him on the rush, number 51. He chunks it downfield. Look at Reynolds, stole it right out of the hands of Kelvin Martin, and he's down right there where the knee struck the ground. And Troy paid a little bit of the price. He gets smacked to the turf by Kurt Jarvis, number 95, the nose guard. So Ricky Reynolds steals it from Kelvin Martin. It was, in fact, complete for every bit of a fraction of a second to Kelvin Martin. Reynolds alertly takes it away, and it's Tampa ball at their own 9. Pushing hard up near the 15. A good hard 7 yards earned on that play by John Harvey. As we take a look at Gary Anderson, who has yet to see any action today.
And I think from the Tampa Bay standpoint, they're almost like they're in the backed-up offense. They've got to pound things out. You know, they don't have Gary Anderson. They have Harvey, and they have Cobb. For Dallas, that long interception is just as good as a punt. We're talking field position here in the second half. Dallas must hold them inside the 20 and keep them from getting the first.
Second down. Bucs on the ground again. Gain of 5 for the first down. So the Bucs grinding it out, and John Harvey. And Ray Perkins says that John Harvey has good vision, slashing Piper runner, a good but not a great receiver. But I'm sure the marks after today's game would be high, no matter how you look at it, for John Harvey. First and 10 for Tampa.
from its own 21. 12:04 remaining in the third. Tampa on top by 10. Testaverde, quick out and complete to Mark Carrier. And Carrier with an 8-yard reception, working nicely against Manny Hendricks. And Carrier has learned this year, with people emphasizing his presence, he's got to work harder for a reception. And here he works extremely hard against Hendricks. Comes back with a sliding catch. And Carrier, 6 feet, 185. Not a big target, but an effective one. Harvey and Cobb, the backs, on 2nd and 2 from the 29. Testaverde. Incomplete. Off the fingertips of Frank Pillow, and that should have been a completed pass. Ray Perkins was talking before about how he had... Well, you heard the official talking about 61 Tony Mayberry being an eligible receiver, backup center. And in 3rd and short, they don't have Tony Mayberry in there to go long down the middle, down the seam. He's in there to block somebody and get some of that big body on somebody. On 3rd and 2 out of the eye. Lawson. Make that Cobb. And Cobb looks to be injured on the play as he grabs the inside of that right knee as he gained the first down yardage, but paid the price, Randy. Actually, Ken Norton came diving up over the top and hit Reggie Cobb, it appeared, just as he landed, but could not hold on to him, and Reggie Cobb's momentum carries him forward. We'll take one more look at it here from the ground level. Watch Norton. Number 51, the scraping linebacker, leaps over the top, puts his helmet right in the thigh. Yeah, could have a little bit of something tweaked in that right knee, the way he landed and twisted on that thing. And while the Dallas medical staff tends to him, we'll take a break. Be back in just a moment.
It's more than beautiful design and superb handling that have made Ford Taurus the standard by which other wagons are judged. It's every detail, right down to safety advances, like the supplemental driver's airbag and available anti-lock brakes. Because we believe that everything we put into Taurus wagon should demonstrate our concern for everything you'll put into Taurus wagon.
Before your copier gets the best of you, get a better copier.
Guess what? You're invited to the Halloween party of the year. Villa Life's big Halloween haunt.
Right, big man. 160 very lucky people will be flown to Universal Studios Hollywood.
Find this special can in 12 packs and cases of Miller Lite. It's your invitation to go.
Going to 45,000 of the prizes. Details from a Miller Lite. Gold.
Man, it's going to be a scream.
And you see Reggie Cobb, number 33, running up and down the sideline, obviously trying to shake off the effects of this right here. Watch that right leg land, hyperextend, and he bounces on it. It's little things like that, James. You can get a knee injury, usually the cruciate ligaments inside the knee. First and 10, live ball. Dallas recovers. So on the Tampa fumble, Dallas takes over with excellent field position. And Ray Perkins knows his team has just made a very, very crucial error. You do not keep a team like Dallas who's hanging on the ropes. They're waiting to get knocked out. You either knock them out or you give them a chance to stay in the game. And by Ken Norton there caused that fumble. Number 51, Harvey let that ball pop loose, and Horton picked it up and sort of runs it downfield. He managed to stay in front of his blockers a lot better than he did run downfield.
Ray Horton playing injured himself. A knee that needs surgery after the season. First and 10 for the Cowboys. Ball at the 26 of Tampa. Emmitt Smith looking to go outside. Now inside. And created his own hole that time for a 5-yard gain. So Emmitt Smith shaking and baking out of necessity that time.
Well, Broderick Thomas, number 51, the left outside linebacker for the Tampa Bay Bucs, played that very, very well. That Emmitt Smith would not be tackled. He would not be stopped. And Broderick Thomas had to resort to actually grabbing him by the back of the jersey and sort of hanging on until help arrived.
Emmitt Smith definitely with numbers not like the previous meeting. 10 carries for 31 yards. Second and 5. Ball at the 21. Dallas trailing by 10. Out of the eye. Smith. And Smith lunges toward the first down marker. They'll say his knee hit about 1 yard shy of the first down. Reuben Davis and Broderick Thomas in on the tackle.
Dallas is staying very, very conservative here with their running game. Watch the pit framing. Watch this entire side of the Dallas Cowboy offense. Stretch things out, and Smith is able to come up here and get his first down. But Dallas is staying very conservative. Good lead block by Agee. He just dinged Thomas enough to get him around the corner.
3rd and 1. Smith has the first down. Winston Moss on the stop.
Well, Emmitt Smith went home Friday night to Gainesville, Florida for the University of Florida homecoming festivities and was joined down there by Neil Anderson, the running back for the Chicago Bears, who has an off week. But, you know, Emmitt's used to running out of this I formation. And right now, Jimmy Johnson's got him running out of the I. They're flipping it right, and they're flipping it left, and that's the kind of thing he's used to doing. It usually scares a coach, though, when you flip the ball like that on 3rd and half a yard or whatnot, because there's too many things bad that can happen. Most coaches like to keep it between the tackles where it's nice and safe. You see Jerry Mark's bright signal right there, first down Dallas.
Leaving up from this high, it looks to have been the first down before the measurement. So Dallas keeps the drive alive. 1st and 10. Ball at the 15 of Tampa. 8:47 remaining in the 3rd. Dallas trailing 10-6.
You got to wonder what's happened to the Dallas tight ends. We haven't seen any passes to those tight ends in the last almost a quarter now.
Mark Tournay moved first, drawing Tampa. So this will push
Number 71, offense. First down.
This will push the Cowboys back 5.
And judging from the jump that Mark Tournay got and jumping off sides right here, number 71, he kind of jumps like this. He was headed that way. That play was a run. Dallas was going to blast another play up. He just sort of jumps up and then jumps back. But Tournay's been bothered by an injured foot the last 3 or 4 weeks. But informed Coach Johnson, Coach, I'm ready to put the 100%.
1st and 15 from the 20. Smith. Off right for about 4 yards. Winston Moss on the tackle.
And Dallas so far in this drive right here, since they got that key turnover, looks like they're the ones with a 10-0 lead, pounding the ball down on the ground and keeping that thing moving, not wanting to put the ball in the air and give them a mistake.
Well, you mentioned in the first half that Dallas had a sustained drive, Randy, but couldn't capitalize.
It's going to be very, very critical here. Look at that stat, 13 possessions. They've scored 10 times, but only 6 have been touchdowns.
On 2nd and 11, Aikman this time throws it complete to McKinnon inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. An 8-yard pickup. They needed about another 3 yards for the first down.
They need to get right at the 5-yard line to get their first down, and Dennis McKinnon, number 85, there caught that ball, wanted to turn, wanted to run downfield, but it's like his mind, his thoughts, and his intentions got about a half a second ahead of his feet because he went to turn and run, and the rest of them didn't move.
We'll call it 3rd and 2. Ball marked at the 7. Emmett Smith. First down. So Emmett Smith comes up with the extra yard, 3-yard scamper. Moss on the stop. And we talked about it a few plays ago, this little flip play, but the key to this is the tight end. Watch the tight ends block. Novacek stays on the linebacker, stays on him, stays on Thomas, keeps his contact. Fine, effective block by Novacek on a future All-Pro, Broderick Thomas. Now this is Dallas's deepest drive in the last 2 games. Ball is on the 4. 1st and goal. And a mix-up between Aikman and Alonzo Highsmith. Or make that AG. A loss of 2 on the play. Well, it was great anticipation there by Kurt Jarvis, number 95, the nose guard for the Tampa Bay Bucs. It was such good anticipation, I was a little bit shocked we didn't see an offsides flag. Watch Jarvis jump and then leap into this hole and almost get to the exchange point between Aikman and AG. He drives through Stepnowski's attempted block and tackles AG in the backfield. 2nd and goal. Ball on the 6. First set for the Cowboys. Aikman. Intended receiver was Calvin Martin. Ball off a helmet of Wayne Haddix. When you're having the kind of year that Haddix is having, plays like that happen. I mean, he's got 5 interceptions coming into this game. He's leading the NFL in interceptions. The Bucs are leading the NFL as a group in interceptions. Now watch this. The ball was just going a little bit short. That wasn't a great defensive play. Aikman just underthrew it. But when you're on a roll and things are going good, this type of thing happens. Right off the shoulder pad. 3rd and goal. Incomplete. Emmett Smith, the intended receiver. Murphy. Kevin Murphy, number 59, hangs with Smith beautifully. Just gets enough of that ball to deflect the concentration of Emmett Smith and not allow that reception. Beautiful play by Kevin Murphy. So Ken Willis will come on to attempt the field goal. And it's good. So Ken Willis with a 24-yard field goal finally puts the Cowboys on the scoreboard, trailing by 7.
And I switched to MCI. And you'd think AT&T would give me a break, right? But no. First thing is, don't you miss our great AT&T service. And we define great? MCI guarantees I'll be happy with the service, and I get savings. Instant credits on raw numbers. I mean, everything. Great. Well, don't you miss our great operators. Do they think they have a monopoly on operators, too? And then he says, would you come back for AT&T savings? Well, I said, can you beat what I get with MCI? Just give me the facts. Just he said, facts. Give you, what?
Don't get pressured by AT&T. Get the facts.
What precision-built truck is also America's most popular value? What truck offers precise fits and finishes and a wider range of electronic fuel-injected engines? Ford trucks, the best ever. It's Ford Ranger, the precision-built truck that's widening the sales gap every day. The best-built, best-selling American trucks are built Ford tough.
Now, your IBM authorized dealer has an offer that carries a lot of weight. When you buy selected IBM PS2s, including some of our best sellers, he'll throw in quick credit, deferred payments, cash rebates, and to really get you going, great deals on IBM printers and over $600 of free software. You could call it an offer on a truly grand scale. For the IBM dealer nearest you, call 1-800-232-2300 and tip the scales in your favor.
CBS CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? MCI, let us show you. And by America's favorite light beer, Miller Lite, the sole sponsor of the NFL Player of the Year Award.
Sunshine Skyway connecting St. Petersburg, Florida with Bradenton, Florida. Beautiful looking scene and good football taking place here inside, at least a close affair, 10-3.
I think it might be an NFL record, JB. 10 plays, 20 yards, 5.5 minutes for a field goal. Wow.
Danny Peebles. And Danny Peebles could not get past Alexander Wright, and Wright with some speed of his own stop what could have been a more dangerous return.
And that's when you know you've got a team where everybody has to play and contribute for you to be effective, because you don't see wide receivers on kickoff teams real often. Alexander Wright's had a hard time really getting into this offense from the standpoint of learning the offense, developing the confidence in his hands. But here you see a young wide receiver covering on a kickoff and doing it effectively.
And Gary Anderson seeing his first action in the backfield for the Bucs, and he gets the carry. Flag in the backfield as Anderson takes it across the 30 for about a 6-yard gain, and Gary Anderson, of course, suffering with a bruised calf.
That's going to be a hold against Tampa somewhere on the right outside of the line.
Offense, first down. Yeah, you got it, Ron Hall, the tight end.
Friday kind of bragged to us, you know, Ron Hall, you see 82 on your screen there, told us, I'm real good. I get the hands inside. Now watch him get the hands inside here on Jeffcoat. I'm sorry, on Danny Stubbs. No, he's not working on Stubbs. That's Tolbert, number 92. See, you got to get the hands inside. You got to block like that, but when the guy wants to turn and run away, you got to let go. He didn't let go, and the ref looks and says, that's not right. That's a penalty.
First and 20 for the Bucs out of the eye from their own 15. Anderson. And only gained 2 yards of that back. We'll make it 2nd and 18. Jim Jeffcoat on the stop, and Randy, I use the word good football game, if you like, close affairs.
That's right. This is the kind of game that Woody Hayes used to dream about in his sleep. Let's give it to the halfback on sweeps right, sweeps left, and run them up the middle. I mean, both these teams are being very, very conservative, and as conservative as they are, this game will be decided in the 4th quarter on turnovers and mistakes.
Willie Drury, third receiver in for the Bucs. And complete to Ron Hall, picking up only 5 yards on the play. We'll bring up a 3rd and 12 situation.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the National Football League is prohibited.
On 3rd and 12, the Cowboys with their nickel defensive package in, 5 DBs. Testaverde. Incomplete to Drury, and boy, did Drury take a hit from Issiac Holt. Boy, a defensive back dream to nail him clean and hard.
You know he feels bad about the drop, and you want to feel him feeling worse about the drop when you get done with him. That was a great hit by Ike Holt. Watch at the end here. Peebles seems to relax a little bit as the ball comes out. He's looking at the ball. He doesn't see Holt. Woo! Man, that'll give you a denture check right there. You got anything loose in your mouth, it's coming out.
He's got to steal his number off the field as well. Royals. Gets off a beauty. High. Now, Randy, I guess the question is, was that interference? It looked like Rod Harris was signaling for the fair catch. Close to 5 seconds hang time on that punt by Mark Royals, but no flag on the play. A 52-yard punt. Tampa on top by a touchdown. When you're out street hiking, you better know how to read the terrain. First, trust your instincts. By all means, avoid distractions. Do your best to preserve the wildlife, because street hikers don't just walk, they hike. That's huge, Joe.
On Wall Street, fortunes are won and lost and won again before 10:30. Amid the halls of ivy, the best ideas often come and go before 10:30. And on the backlots of Hollywood, love often blooms and fades before 10:30. Which is why Federal Express delivers before 10:30 at more places around the country than anyone else. Federal Express, absolutely, positively the best in the business.
A crooked cop, a straight-arrow DA in a deadly affair. Dennis Quaid, Ellen Barkin, and Roseanne's John Goodman, The Big Easy, tonight.
After that hit, do you think Peebles knows where he is? You see him blinking a little bit there? That's not because stuff is in his eyes. That's because the picture's a little fuzzy. The contrast is a little off on his inner TV tube. First and 10, Dixon into the game for Emmitt Smith. Give him a breather. A 5-yard run straight ahead. Will bring up a 2nd and 5. And that shows a lot of confidence by Jimmy Johnson. This is just a guy, number 21 Dixon, was just converted back over to being a running back. Converted into a running back. He was a wide receiver before. Kick returner, we see Emmitt Smith. He's got to be a little bit winded. He might be used to this weather down here in Florida. But they're obviously giving him a rest, giving him a little blow on the sideline. 2nd and 5. Out of the eye. Dixon again. And Dixon running hard and fresh as he dives for the 3rd yard. We'll bring up a 3rd and 2 situation. John Cannon applying some pressure there, forcing it. And Dallas seems to think they see something over on that left side of the Tampa Bay Bucs defense, because in the last 2 series, they've run at least 80% of their plays are the flip toss or just a straight dive, attacking that side of the line that Peters brought to the top. 3rd and 2. Ball marked at the 33. 1:58 remaining in the 3rd. Dallas trailing by a touchdown. This is Dixon again. And Dixon meets a wall by the name of Sidney Coleman. Hello. And Coleman makes a play that was another 53. Harry Carson for the Giants. See him run here and watch him fill and come right through Emmitt Smith. You ever wonder what it is tackling through a running back? That is tackling through Dixon, number 21. Right through him. Was looking out of his ear hole that time after that hit. Mike Saxon back to punt. Willie Drury back for the Bucs. I think they heard that one back in Dallas. Drury from the 25. Maybe 3 yards. Max slowed up. A 44-yard punt, 3-yard return.
Guess what? You're invited to the Halloween party of the year. Villa Lights, big Halloween haunt.
Right, big man. 160 very lucky people will be flown to Universal Studios Hollywood.
Find this special can in 12 packs and cases of Miller Lite. It's your invitation to go.
Oh, and 45,000 of the prizes. Details from a Miller Lite. It's sold.
Man, it's going to be a scream.
When you're on top, everybody wants a shot at you.
And you stay on top, you know you can't stand still, cause you don't know how, and you never will. Ford trucks, the best ever.
That's why Ford uses the latest in technology and engineering, working to make our trucks even better.
Ford trucks, the best ever.
The best-built, best-selling American trucks are built Ford tough.
You've heard it said before. It's not just what you say. It's how you say it. LaserJet printers from Hewlett-Packard. They'll get you noticed.
In Killarney, legend says take a deep breath after it rains, and that fresh, clean feeling will last the rest of your journey. There's a bit of this in every bar of Irish Spring. Ah, the lost and fresh scent of Irish Spring. The Irish never quit.
The Bucs 4-2 start, their best start after 6 games since 1981, bringing near capacity crowds back here at Tampa Stadium. Not a pretty one, but the Bucs on top by a touchdown, and it is warm on the field. And we saw it was about 90 degrees earlier, and then it got hotter. You know what that was from? It rained a little bit. You got that humidity coming up, and then it all turned to steam, and it automatically made it 5 degrees hotter. From the 28, Tampa, 1st and 10 on the ground. First down, Cobb. 13-yard run by Reggie Cobb, who left out with an injured knee briefly, running strong now. Now watch here from the ground level. You'll see the penetration that happened. Lots of penetration, but nobody gets near him. Big gash in the defense. And Reggie Cobb obviously is recovered from that right knee being a little banged up, and Albritton's got to come all the way across and make the tackle, number 36. Under 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Tampa from its own 41, 1st and 10. Completes to Carrier, and Carrier steps out of bounds about 6 inches shy of the first down marker. We'll call it a 9-yard pass play.
9 yards on that play. Brings up a 2nd and 1 to go. Ball on the 49-yard line.
Gary Anderson comes back in. But that will probably be the last play of the third quarter. And that is the end of the third quarter with the score. The Buccaneers 10, Dallas 3. Our coverage will continue after this message from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
This is CBS.
Although Ford makes the best-selling truck in America, America's best-selling compact pickup, and now America's hottest-selling sports utility vehicle, Chevrolet says their trucks are winning. They obviously have a few screws loose. Take your choice, 1991 F-150 XLT Lariat regular cab or super cab with automatic, and save $2,250. See your Texas Ford dealers. Ford Trucks, the best never rest.
Sir, unlike most people around here, you don't use the GTE everything pages. What is that?
Hop in. I spend 12, 15 hours a day in this baby, hunting down the goods and services I need. Now, if I were to use that book, everything I accomplish in this magnificent machine could be taken care of using a telephone. Somehow it's just not the same, is it?
People who want to simplify their lives use the GTE everything pages. Those who don't.
You've been up in the air for hours. Now you got to make up the time. Aren't you glad Hertz has a faster, easier way to rent a car? #1 Club Gold. No paperwork, no stopping at counters, nothing to slow you down.
We're America's dream.
You go straight to our Gold parking area, where your car is waiting, ready to go.
I'm gonna make it.
It's the fastest way to rent a car.
You'll see Cowboy highlights and post-game comments tonight on Ted Dawson Sports Station.
Ominous-looking clouds overhead here. Dallas, though, in pretty decent shape, only trailing by a 7, but statistically have not been doing the job. Exactly. Dallas, 112 yards. I don't care how consistent that is. It's 56, 56. 56 yards passing is pitiful for an NFL team. Cobb. Flag on the play as Cobb runs for the first down with a whole bunch to spare, but there is a flag back at midfield. And Danny Nunes helping him out a little bit to indicate holding on Tampa. One thing you got to keep...
For 62, offense, 2nd down.
There's Ian Beckles. Ian Beckles, the rookie out of Indiana. You know, one thing you got to keep in mind, James, here, Tampa has never beaten Dallas, and as badly as Dallas has played, Dallas is still in this game. It is 10-3, and they are by no means out of it. And Tampa, by not exploiting some of these opportunities they're starting to get, does nothing but let a young team hang and hang and hang and give them a chance to come back and beat them.
No doubt. 2nd and 11. Batted down. Incomplete as Jimmy Jones, the rookie out of Miami, got his hands on that one.
And Ian Beckles, number 62, he said the rookie out of Indiana, who was called for holding play before, did a mad dash for that deflected ball. He was going to be a star. He could see his name in lights. He was going to catch it and go the length of the field. But he was about 10 yards too slow.
Randy, just to embellish your point about Dallas being within striking distance, the defense says, hey, if we hold these guys to within 10 points, we've got a shot.
And look at Beckles here. Oh, well, maybe not 10 yards, 10 inches too slow.
3rd and 11. Flag on a play as it's thrown complete to Willie Drury, who has the necessary yardage for the first down, but there is a flag.
We're going to have holding in the defensive backfield. I believe it may be on Horton, number 20.
Holding. Number 51, defense, first down, penalty decline.
My mistake. The hold was on Ken Norton. But, you know, to go back to your point, James, we were talking about the defense hanging and hanging in there. Eugene Lockhart, number 56, the middle linebacker for Dallas, told us, you know, we're realistic. We have to realize we hold a team to 10 points. We've got a great chance of winning. Mission accomplished so far. They've held this Buck team with the momentum and with the stats edge, but they've held the Bucks 10 points.
And the implication was the offense has got to come through for us. 1st and 10, ball at the 45 of Dallas. Play action. Testaverde, sack. And that was sack of the afternoon. Give that one to Ken Norton.
That was Ken Norton coming back from that defensive holding play the play before. Probably fights through some blocks and gets himself a sack. You'll see Norton come from the left of your screen, number 51. Watch him fight his way through this block. 51 right there. Coming through the running back. It's not one of your classic beautiful shots where they pick the quarterback up and bury him into the ground. But, you know, kind of like golf. It's not how, it's how many, and that's a sack.
Well, as I mentioned, the 5th sack of the day for Dallas. 15 on the season for the Cowboys. 2nd and 18. Dumped off to Gary Anderson. And Anderson using his quickness to stay alive and pick up the extra yardage. Gary Anderson. And, boy, talk about a nightmare. Although only 2 yards picked up on that play, you hate to see a guy coming at you like that.
That was a good play by Gary Anderson. You know, we talked to Project Thomas on Friday, and he says, you know what the defense likes to do? We sit back on the bench, and we get our glass of water, and we look up at the Jumbotron, and we watch Gary Anderson make people look bad. And unfortunately for Jack Del Rio, number 55, the linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys, he was the guy this time that Gary Anderson made look bad.
And play is stopped on the field. Dallas timeout. So Dallas burns off one of its timeouts, leaving it with 2. We'll be back in just a moment.
For safety, America is coming home to Dodge. Dennis Mahonchak came back for the security of his new dynasty.
I'm very safety conscious because I have 2 small boys.
Tom Metz came back to the stopping power of anti-lock brakes. But it all really hit home when an airbag saved Rick Manley's life.
I do. I really believe it saved my life for a serious injury.
Welcome home, America. Come see what we're made of.
Now get big total savings on select Dodge cars and trucks, up to $4,100.
A6, hurry and you'll make it. Delta Airlines ticket agent Sam Singletary knows how to get people moving.
Mr. Franklin, your bag.
But sometimes he has to show off a few moves of his own. The kind of moves that made him a first-string halfback. Sam Singletary shares a feeling with everyone at Delta. He loves what he's doing. And it shows.
We love to fly.
He's the kid.
Why don't we have as much quiet here as we had on the green?
Okay.
Come on, the ball, and they have no reaction.
No, but when you get that's they're going to have to wear a helmet.
No, you just need happiness to enjoy life. Very deep, Dad. Very deep.
Levi's 100% cotton Dockers. If they're not Dockers, they're just pants.
I look like my mom, but I act like my dad. Which is...
Well, be careful. I feel bad for your mom.
This NFL game summary is sponsored by Levi's 100% cotton Dockers. If you're not wearing Dockers, you're just wearing pants.
And Randy, as we take a look at the game summary, the third line is what really jumps out at you. Dallas, 6 points in the last 7 quarters.
That's amazing. That is futility offensively at its worst. Or maybe that's futility at its best.
Right now, Dallas is, in fact, upset, trailing by 7. Testaverde throwing Capillo in and out of the hands of Frank Capillo. And Randy, I got to ask you, do you think guys are thinking an awful lot going across the middle, especially after Ike Holt has delivered a few nice greetings?
Well, they think about that, but I think the key right now so far, James, we've got 3 turnovers against Tampa. We've got 5 sacks for this Dallas defense. Dallas offensively has played terrible, but the defense has kept them in the game, and Tampa is enabling Dallas to keep having opportunities to win this game. There's 12 minutes and 54 seconds left. I mean, Dallas could win this by 2 touchdowns with this much time left.
Mark Royals on to punt for the Bucs. From the 11. And not much more as Rod Harris upended. And Danny Peebles got down there quickly. A 41-yard punt by Mark Royals, a 4-yard return. And don't forget to join us next Sunday starting at 12:30 Eastern time with the NFL Today. And that'll be followed by doubleheader football action. Most of you will see either Minnesota against Green Bay or Philadelphia at Dallas taking on these Cowboys. Then in game 2, you'll see either a rematch of last week's thriller between the Redskins and the Giants, or these Buccaneers on the road against the San Diego Chargers.
You know, John Madden made a comment earlier in this week. He says it's not quite right with the scheduling thing. Dallas and the Redskins, that should be in December when it's cold and it's windy and it's terrible. They just played 2 weeks ago. It was a heck of a matchup. Next week will be a great matchup, but that'll be cold when they play.
Aikman to pass on first down to Johnston. Complete for a 5-yard pass play. As he crawls his way for an extra 3, we'll call it an 8-yard pickup on the play. 12:28 remaining in the game, as Randy mentioned. Dallas with ample opportunity to win this one, trailing by just a touchdown.
And it's the first drive I can remember, at least in this half, maybe in the last 2 quarters, where Dallas has opened up throwing the ball and not running a sweep.
2nd and 2 out of the eye. Aikman audibly. Emmitt Smith. And Smith looks to scoot ahead for the necessary yardage for the first down. So Emmitt Smith, not big numbers on the day, but coming through with some key first down pickups.
He's making consistent yardage. He came in yesterday and talked to us, and I said, well, what do you think of yours so far? Not bad, huh? He goes, what do you mean not bad? I only ranked 10th. Only ranked 10th in the league in rushing. That's what, Emmett, this is not the Southeast Conference. You're talking about the NFL. You came into camp late. Yeah, but I expect more out of myself. We saw that New York Jets-Buffalo score. We talked about that 14-0 lead for the Jets. 24-all right now.
1st and 10 out of the pro set. Ball at the 25 of Dallas. Cowboys trailing by 7. Aikman throws it complete to Novacek for the first down. And Novacek across the 45 to about the 46-yard line. So Jake Novacek with a 21-yard pass play.
Here we got Novacek coming to tight end. He's going to get an inside release and head down the field. We wondered in the 3rd quarter, where had the Dallas tight ends gone? Where does Novacek go? He just goes in a little hole in the zone. These Dallas Cowboy tight ends are really masters at finding these seams and the holes in any zone defense.
Well, the wide receivers for Dallas, only 3 catches for 15 yards, but the tight end is doing a great job. Aikman. Incomplete. Intended receiver was a wide receiver that time, Michael Irvin.
And Novacek that time, again, was wide open over the middle.
Jimmy Johnson was pretty candid when assessing Michael Irvin, who, of course,
coming off of IR with a knee injury.
That's right. Everybody remembers Michael Irvin from early in his career with Dallas and at the University of Miami as being the flashy, speed-burning type of big play wide receiver. You know, Jimmy Johnson thinks he has the ability to be a good wide receiver. No longer, I believe, a great wide receiver.
2nd and 10. Smith. Maybe 2 on the play. I really found it kind of interesting, Emmitt Smith's response when asked about carrying the article around all week. We asked him, was he upset? And he snapped back, upset? No, no way.
Yeah. Right.
No, I'm not mad. Why? 3rd and 8. 6 defensive backs in for the Bucs. Aikman to Irvin. Caught momentarily, but dropped. And Ricky Reynolds pushes Irvin, and that push helped him to lose control of the ball.
Here we'll see Irvin and Reynolds, 29 and 88 in blue. Reynolds just gets the push into the lower back of Irvin. Looks like he might have distracted him, but I think just like earlier in this game, that is a pass that Michael Irvin should have caught.
So Saxon back on to punt for the Cowboys, and Drury back to receive for the Buccaneers. 9:43 remaining in the contest. Will down it deep in Bucs territory. Kenneth Gant, a 46-yard punt by Saxon.
Now, Norelco has taken a razor that was seemingly perfect and made it better by giving you a new level of closeness without giving up any of our legendary comfort. Norelco's patented lift and cut system has been improved to lift each hair and cut it even closer without the blades touching your skin, giving you an even closer shave with the same incredible comfort. The new Norelco, a whole new level of closeness and comfort.
If you should take an unexpected trip and your mortgage is protected by Allstate Life Insurance, we can see to it that your family's home is completely paid for. So get some sleep or call an Allstate agent. You're in good hands with Allstate. Allstate doesn't give you an ordinary claim check. Ours lets you rate us. This helps us give you quality service. So next time you get a check from Allstate, we'd appreciate getting one too. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Introducing the new Dodge Stealth RT Turbo, dedicated to those who thought Ferrari Testarossa couldn't be beat 0 to 60.
The Stealth really smoked it.
Who thought Porsche Carrera couldn't be out-cornered.
The Stealth just blew it away.
Who thought Lotus would save Europe today.
Stealth just plain beat it.
Introducing the new all-wheel drive Stealth RT Twin Turbo. Performance that's bringing America home to Dodge.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Dodge for performance, quality, safety, and value. Welcome home, America. Norelco Lift and Cut Shavers for a new level of closeness and comfort. And by Irish Spring Deodorant Soap. The Irish never quit.
Despite being back to its own 6 after the result of a 46-yard punt from Saxon, the fans cheering on the Bucs. 1st and 10, Bucs at their own 6. Testaverde going up top for Carrier, and it's complete for the first down, plus the whole bunch. A 37-yard pass play as Carrier has been burning Hendricks all day.
You'd expect a conservative Ray Perkins offense to come out deep here and run the ball. What does he do? Immediately tosses it out deep to his #1 receiver, Mark Carrier, who's got definitely a step on the cornerback right there, Hendricks. And watch Testaverde take a drill from Danny Stubbs right in the back, but Stubbs did not follow through.
Ball at the 43 of Tampa, 1st and 10, 9:07 remaining in the game. Cobb on the ground, gets back to the line of scrimmage.
It might be a little too early to really put your finger on a specific play, but that one play may have won the game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, enabling them to get out here. They might not score here. They might not get another first down. But now they punt, and they pin Dallas deep. Dallas then has to go the whole length of the field.
Well, Tampa angling to become the first team not to be swept thus far. 13 head-to-head series matchups this season. All have been sweeps. Second and 10. Complete to Drury for yet another first down.
Boy, that thing about the sweeps, too. 13 sweeps so far this year. I mean, look at one, for instance, Tampa. Early in the season, plays Detroit almost back-to-back, like Game 2 and Game 4, and sweeps them fast, gets them out of the way early. It seems teams are playing each other, especially interdivisional games like this, are coming in quick bursts. They're not playing once from the beginning of the year and once way at the end of the year. They're playing like every other week.
1st and 10 from the 44 of Dallas. 4-yard run over the left. When you talk about those sweeps, Giants over the Dallas Cowboys, Bucks over Detroit, you mentioned, Raiders over Seattle, San Francisco over Atlanta, Chicago over Green Bay, and Washington over Phoenix. And boy, has Buffalo come back to tie that one up. And the clock continues to tick here. 7:12 remaining in the game. 2nd and 6. Ball at the 40 of Dallas. Oh, picked off. Holt. Touchdown, Dallas. Well, Randy, you called it. Dallas hanging dangerously close throughout, and Holt picks off his 3rd interception of the season. He has all 3 for the Cowboys.
He is Dallas's interceptor so far in 1990. But what you have to really watch here, watch the reading of Vinny Testaverde's eyes. Vinny never takes his eyes off that receiver. That's a veteran number 30 Holt. He knows what's coming. He's seen the formations. He knows the tendencies. He dives in front of the receiver, people, and he's gone. Forget it. That was a case of great study habits by a veteran. He knew what was coming. He saw the break. He saw the formation. He knew there was only one option, and he knew where he had to be to make the play.
Man out of Alcorn State. And boy, talk about setting up a receiver all day, Randy. You mentioned it, baiting him, and came through big. And this play, for some reason, is being reviewed upstairs. I would think if they want to review something, they'll be looking at the fact on the sideline how close Holt might have got into stepping out of bounds.
After further review, the play stands. Touchdown.
Look at Vinny. He's looking to the right the whole time. He throws a floater, and Holt is there to get it. Does he go out of bounds? No way, Jose. He is gone. Holt wasn't really sure who was chasing him, but he wasn't going to go on a straight line and give anybody a chance to get him.
And Ken Willis with the point after is good, and we've got a tie ball game. So Issiac Holt with the first interception return for a touchdown since Danny Noonan did it in 1988.
Working to be the best they can be. Teammates, sponsored by the U.S. Army. When the Washington Redskins needed yardage, they relied on a mighty offensive line. Tackles Joe Jacoby and George Dark. Guards Russ Grimm and Mark May. And center Jeff Bostic blasted a pass that led clear to the Super Bowl. Together as teammates, they were the original Hogs, who rooted him out for running back John Riggins and made the Redskins the best they can be.
A Ranger never takes the easy way out.
You're reaching deep inside you for things you've never known. Go!
That's why getting into the Rangers is tough, and the training is tough.
All that you can be.
So it makes me feel like I'm part of something really special.
All that you can be.
And I'm not the only one.
Introducing the new Dodge Stealth RT Turbo, dedicated to those who thought Ferrari Testarossa couldn't be beat 0 to 60.
The Stealth really smoked it.
Who thought Porsche Carrera couldn't be out-cornered.
The Stealth just blew it away.
Who thought Lotus would save Europe today.
Stealth just plain beat it.
Introducing the new all-wheel drive Stealth RT Twin Turbo. Performance that's bringing America home to Dodge.
See Ray Perkins there consulting with his quarterback, Vinny Testaverde. Testaverde making sure everything's okay and Vinny's cooled down. That can be like a boxer getting hit with a big punch. You want to make sure the guy isn't shaken. If his confidence is shaken, it'll show on the next series, and Ray Perkins doesn't want that. And I'm sure embellishing the point you made about not looking at receiver that hard. Ken Willis. From the 3, Danny Peebles. And Peebles stopped at about the 22-yard line. So a 19-yard return by Danny Peebles. Coming up tonight on CBS, they hate us and we don't much like them, but we need each other. If war breaks out, how much can we count on our old enemy, Iran? Mike Wallace from Tehran tonight on 60 Minutes, and that'll be followed by Angela Lansbury and Murder, She Wrote, and the CBS Sunday night movie, The Big Easy, with Dennis Quaid and Ellen Barkin. First and 10 from the 22, Tampa. On the ground, Gary Anderson. Anderson, flashing move, picks up 8+ on the run. Not bad for a guy with a bad right calf, huh, James? And a calf that you teased about a lot. Not a big one, huh? I gave him a little bit of a bad time. You know, we saw Bubba Grimes, Randy Grimes, our center, came in and talked to us. He had a great big bruise on his leg. It looked terrible. You see him blocking there. He's doing a good job. Anderson gets in there and makes his run. Anderson says, well, I got this bruise. You can't really see it, but it's down inside my calf. It's like, oh, poor baby, you got a bruise? Second and 1. 6 minutes remaining in the game. Cobb, the ball carrier, and Cobb backs his way into the necessary yard for the first down. So Tampa keeps the drive alive with 5:46 remaining in the contest. Well, you actually teased him and asked, what calf does he have? He is not a big man talking about Gary Anderson. And as a matter of fact, he made that point. He says, I'm not a powerful type of runner, as if that was a surprise. Well, Broderick Thomas said the first time he saw him, I said, this guy's going to get killed. He can't last the whole year. And he figures out why. Guys don't get clean shots on Gary Anderson. First and 10 from the 35. Testaverde unloads it under pressure, and a flag on the play. Robert Williams was covering Mark Carrier, and he was also pushing him downfield past the 5-yard limit. And Randy Robert looks like he's saying, hey, I was going for the ball too. I was looking back at the ball. He went for the ball after he pushed him, though. That was the only problem.
Pass interference. Number 20, defense. Automatic first down.
I think they mean number 23. They're calling it on Horton. But we'll see Williams, number 23, working here right now. He's making contact. That's past the 5 yards. Now he's playing the ball. Contact, playing the ball. Flag, tough luck, Robert. I think we got that one. 5:16 remaining. First and 10 for Tampa at the 45 of Dallas. Completes the haul. First down. We've got a tight one here in Tampa Stadium.
over 74,000 strong, on hand to watch the Bucs, who are sitting in second place in the NFC Central, take on the Dallas Cowboys, a rematch of 2 weeks ago. The Cowboys won 14-10. We got a tie ball game here, 10-10. James Brown along with Randy Cross.
And Tampa is showing the poise of a team that is 4-2. They are moving the ball downfield. Vinny threw a bad pass that resulted in a touchdown. There's been no panic. There's been nothing out of the ordinary. This is business as usual. They're looking like a winning team going for a touchdown.
4:25 remaining. First down, Anderson. Slips, flag on the play. And Gary Anderson couldn't find his footing on a wet field. And wet because it did rain for about 5 minutes in the second quarter of today's game.
Holding, number 72, offense, first down.
Rob Taylor, the fifth-year veteran out of Northwestern.
What does the team do when you compliment them for poise and moving the ball down in a professional manner? They probably go 10 yards backwards and get a penalty.
Well, Randy, I know the press was really on Ray Perkins here in Tampa for being so conservative in his play calling and lack of passing in the first meeting with Dallas.
Well, he hasn't been any more or less. I mean, he's been actually a little bit more conservative except for a couple of plays.
Well, he definitely threw more than 5 times in the first half here. Testaverde, back to pass. Well, now, I know, is this a live ball? I've seen no signal.
Gary Markwright is waving it off.
Gary Markwright looked back to one of his crew members and finally signaled the play dead. And the Dallas players did the right thing by continuing with the play. There was no whistle. Well, I know a few pitchers who would like to have that kind of throw in their arsenal.
The only problem is going, James, in baseball, this is referred to as a balk. Watch this. I'm going to throw it. I'm going to throw it. I didn't mean it. Took his foot off the rubber and still lost control of the ball.
Well, as much as pitchers try to experiment to get the ball to do funny things, that they'd like to see happen, not the ball. Nonetheless, it'll bring up a 2nd and 20 for the Bucs. Ball at the 43 of Dallas. 4:15 remaining, all tied at 10 all. Complete. And Cobb takes it down to the 30. Well shy of the first down marker. And for an NFL Today, let's check in New York with Greg Gumbel.
All right, JB, at the Astrodome in Houston, Steve Walsh finally cracks that Houston Oilers defense. A wide-open Hobie Brenner pulls in the 31-yard touchdown catch. Fourth quarter, Houston's lead over the Saints is now 10 at 20-10. Let's go back to Tampa. JB and Randy.
All right, Greg, and here we have a tie score and a bit of worry as Vinny Testaverde down on the field, having grabbed that left ankle of his. And he was stumbling a bit in the first quarter after a sack, and this looks to be a bit more serious as we take a look at Chris Chandler, the third-year quarterback out of Washington, warming up. Warming in place.
Vinny came into the game last week against Tampa Bay, hobbled by I believe it was a turf toe. He may have gotten that bad toe stomped on. Initially, it looked like he was holding his shin, but then he is looking like he's stepping on his foot. Watch this. He's holding this foot right here. Let's see if it gets stomped on. Oh, right there. It looked like he got that thing stomped on pretty good from the back. It would appear he was hit from the back, either in the back of the leg or stepped on right here by Lester Brinkley. You're going to see right on the outside. He's going to come all the way around and get Vinny Testaverde from the back. Right there, Lester Brinkley, number 63. First-year guy out of Mississippi.
And Chris Chandler comes on to the cheers of the 74,000 strong here. 3rd and 7 situation for Chandler with 3:48 remaining in the game. Ball at the 30 of Dallas, all tied, 10 apiece. Out of the shotgun, high snap. Complete for the first down. Frank Pillow. What a way to come off the bench. A 23-yard pass play from Chandler to Pillow. No warm-up, took a couple snaps, tossed a few short balls there, gets a high snap to break his concentration, but lays a beautiful spiral right into Pillow's arms. You know, hasn't played in a while. Is he worried about a pass rush? No big deal. Never takes his eyes off his guy. He looked up, trips again, Grace under pressure. First and goal, ball at the 7 of Dallas. Anderson ahead for maybe one as the clock continues to wind down. 3:23 and counting. Whether they get a touchdown here or not, it's going to put incredible pressure on a Dallas offense when they get the ball back. Like we discussed earlier, Dallas has very, very little help from the receivers. They're going to get the ball back behind. They'll probably have, heck, at least 80 yards to go, and they'll have only 2 timeouts when Dallas gets the ball back. Tampa with its full complement of 3 timeouts. Second and goal, ball at the 6. Peebles in motion. Anderson, the ball carried, dropped in the backfield by Jimmy Jones. A loss of 1 on the play, and Jimmy Jones, the ball is loose. Did they say it's Dallas ball? We haven't seen a signal yet.
It looked like it was dropped on contact.
And that's exactly what they call down by contact, as Jimmy Jones, all 6'4" of them, stretched and grabbed them in the backfield and dropped it. And this play is being reviewed upstairs.
And Dallas has called a timeout.
That will leave the Cowboys with 1 timeout.
Now watch Jones right here. He'll cut through, make a big play. Now watch Eugene Lockhart. He's going to get right in here. He's the guy who's going to end up with a football. Watch the big leaping move. Big play by Jones, number 97. Definitely down by contact. That is no contest. Good call.
Dallas, this is a 40-second timeout.
So again, by way of review, Dallas, Jimmy Johnson, left with 1 timeout. Tampa Bay has 3 timeouts.
I think that's a critical error on the part of the Dallas Cowboys, wasting a timeout in that circumstance. They're looking at probably being behind soon here, either by a touchdown or by a field goal. Why spoil a timeout now when your offense is going to need it when they get the ball back?
And Ray Perkins, the tactician, holding on to his.
And just for your information, during that time away, there was no replay by the officials. They hung by the down by contact call, and it was a 40-second charge timeout to Dallas, leaving them with 1 timeout. Now here's why it's down by contact. Jones dives over the top, number 97, down now. Ball is out there.
And what did happen, Randy, is you saw the field umpire actually talking to his mic to tell upstairs, we made the call down here on the field. Third and goal, ball at the 7. Dallas offside, free play for Tampa. Touchdown, Tampa. Willie Drury.
Dallas offside, and Jeff Jeffcoat, number 77. Let's hear it from the referee, Jerry Markwright. guess the signal was suffice for Jerry McBride. It's being called motion against the Tampa offense. Watch the left side of the line to be on the right side of the screen for movement. Definitely Paul Gruber reacted to the jump of Jeffcoat. Gruber should have stayed still. It was motion on Gruber, number 74, the left tackle.
Makes it 3rd and goal, but the play is being stopped.
Return the game clock to 2:31. No play. Put the time back on.
Well, let me tell you, the clock has been a factor in this game today, both in the first half and now. That first half play when the clock should have continued on the fumble out of bounds. And 4 seconds haven't expired now, but the officials got it back. It's 2:31 remaining.
Tampa would love a score here. The last thing they want is a sack or a turnover.
Testaverde, make that camera drop. Tolbert. And I mentioned Testaverde, and let me give you an update. It is his left toe, the same one that was injured in the last Dallas game that will keep him out of the contest this afternoon. So Steve Christie will come on to attempt the field goal. He's 6 of 6 this season for field goals under 32 yards. But before he gets a chance to attempt the field goal, we're at the 2-minute warning. We'll take a break. Ball game knotted at 10 apiece.
Bit by bit, putting it together. Piece by piece, the way to make an ideal work. Every moment's contribution, every detail plays a part. Just a vision, no solution. It all depends on execution. Putting it together, that's what counts. Ounce by ounce, putting it together. Putting it together.
Behind every great accomplishment, there is always a document. A document that bridges the gap between what can be and what will be.
Putting it together, putting it together, putting it together.
Xerox technology helps people transform ideas into documents that change the world. Faxing, scanning, copying, publishing. Xerox, the document company.
Putting it together, putting it together.
For me, it's the perfect truck.
Jim Ortballs had a Ford Ranger.
It will handle a load. It will get up and move.
Brian Thompson came home from Toyota.
I like the Dodge Dakota the best.
It just makes me feel good to drive it.
The mid-size Dakota, now available with V8 power.
There's no substitute for cubic inches.
And more payload than any compact on the road.
America, it's about time you gave me something that I needed.
It's a good, sound truck.
Welcome home, America. Come see what we're made of.
I bought the Dodge. Just feels like quality.
Tie ball game, 10-10, fourth quarter action, 2 minutes remaining. And Randy, you think that maybe Jimmy Johnson made a critical error by calling the timeout a little sooner than needed?
Well, they'll have one timeout when they get the ball back. But right here, you got to talk about coming after this kicker. You got to see pressure and go for a block.
31-yard field goal attempt, and it's good. So Christie nails the field goal. That puts the Bucs up by 3 with 1:56 remaining. Dallas's drive coming up.
Walk into a television showroom, and someone will probably try to sell you a set with a foreign name on it. Before you see their choice, ask to see yours. Ask to see the first TVs that combine digital video and audio, with the performance to back it up. Ask for picture-in-picture with triple flashback. Ask for a single remote that can learn to run everything. Ask to see a Zenith. For true innovation in television, quality never looked more like a Zenith.
I'll take it out.
What a great job by the Tampa Bay Bucs, led by head coach Ray Perkins right there. Vinny Testaverde threw an interception. They took Issiac Holt, takes 64 yards for a touchdown. They get the ball back. They show the poise of a team that has a 4-2 record and should be considered among the elite in the NFC. They drive nearly the length of the field, down for a short field goal to go ahead. Christie boots it to Dixon, and he decides to down it and bring it out to the 20. And a reminder that coming up at the conclusion of this game, the post-game show, Greg Gumbel and Terry Bradshaw out of New York will bring you up to date on all the scores and highlights from around the NFL. That'll be the NFL Today post-game show at the conclusion of this game. In the meantime, Troy Aikman comes on with 1:56 remaining. Dallas with the ball at its own 20, trailing by a field goal. If I'm Tampa, I make sure I got somebody covering Kelvin Martin and keeping an eye on the tight end and make those other guys for Dallas beaten. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. And Dallas in that play had an all-out protection on. They kept the running back in the block. They kept in Novacek, the tight end, the block. And they still got pressure on the quarterback. Aikman signaling to the sideline. Looks like he's going for the shotgun. 2nd and 10 from its own 20. Did they call it complete? They did. Good enough for the first down. Michael Irvin with the reception. Ball at the 34. Of Dallas with 1:30 remaining. They are still at least 45 yards short of being within field goal range for Saxon. Incomplete, intended receiver, Jay Novacek, defended by Wayne Haddock tightly. And keep in mind that Ken Willis's longest field goal this year, a 41-yarder. He missed a 42-yard attempt earlier. And to kick a 42-yarder, they'd need to get the ball down to the 25-yard line. That's 41 yards from where they are right here. They've got a minute and 21 seconds, and they have one timeout remaining. You see Willis, he's thinking of nothing else but getting a chance to tie this game up and send it into overtime. 2nd and 10. Aikman. A wide open Alexander Wright. Overthrown. This is a play. If Troy Aikman's the quarterback people think he is, if he is a franchise player and he is a great quarterback, a couple years from now, Troy Aikman makes this play, and this game is about over because Wright should take this ball in for 6 because there's nobody around him. 3rd and 10. 1:14 remaining. Complete for the first down to Jay Novacek, and Novacek dragging 2 Bucks with him near the out-of-bounds lines, but did not get there. The clock continues to run. Under a minute to play. Great individual effort by Novacek there, and how can you not keep the tight ends from Dallas in your grasp, in your control? If you got to hold them, but you know Aikman's got to go to the tight end. Aikman running inside the 30 to about the 28 for the first down. Wayne Haddock on the tackle with 30 seconds remaining. 31 seconds, and finally a timeout called. Now, Randy mentioned that Dallas would have to get it down to the 25 as Willis's range is 41 yards, has been his best. Aikman knows his position. He knows he has limited timeouts in one. He's got to get field position and gain the yards. Tampa makes a bad error in dropping off that fast against a quarterback that can run the ball. And Aikman gets it down to the 28. That leaves his kicker with about a 45-yard field goal, which is definitely still in the outer limit of Willis's ability.
And Dallas has just burned off its last timeout with 31 seconds remaining. And that run by Troy Aikman was the longest rush of the day for Dallas.
No timeouts. You're talking about sideline patters exclusively. They have no other choice outside of taking a shot down into the end zone. The passes must be to the sideline.
Home run ball. Touchdown, Dallas. Michael Irvin.
Get out the brooms, folks. The sweep may be complete. We may have 14 out of 14.
And a late flag on a play for a celebration. So Aikman making up for the overthrow of the rookie Alexander Wright, and comes back to find Michael Irvin, the third-year receiver out of Miami.
Well, after the score, we'll have a 5-yard penalty against Dallas on the kickoff.
And, of course, that 5-yard penalty on the kickoff will be because of the end zone celebration.
Excessive show of personality by the Dallas Cowboys and Michael Irvin.
Excessive show of personality. I think that play certainly merited it. Willis on for the point after. It's up, and it's good. So the Cowboys move out in front on the strength of that touchdown strike from Aikman to Irvin and lead it by 4.
And that is the kind of play Dallas fans have expected out of Troy Aikman since the day he was drafted. They want to see that big blonde-haired quarterback stand back there and sling him to victory. Here's what he does. Michael Irvin's back off IR, the knee feeling good. He's in the end zone. We're talking 6 points. As big a play as this is for Dallas, James, this might be even a bigger play for this Tampa Bucks defense or Tampa Bay team for 1990. This throw is absolutely perfect. How can you let a receiver behind you in this situation? It is absolutely incredible. I mean, not only is Mark Robinson, number 30, there, but also, we talked about earlier in the game, Troy Aikman wanted a chance to get after Rodney Rice. On the last possible play, Dallas had a chance to go after Rodney Rice, number 31. He let Irvin go after him all by himself.
Well, I know a lot of Dallas fans probably feel good about that after hearing Terry Bradshaw, the NFL Today, say that Dallas should not have traded Walsh, but Aikman instead. Dallas again with no timeout. Tampa with 3. With 23 seconds remaining and trailing by 4. A touchdown only can do it. You see an onside kick. Low squibbler. No, it's up. From the 8. Cobb. And a flag on a play as Cobb gets it up near the 25. Looks like an illegal block right here. 5 seconds burned off the clock on that play.
Are you okay? Nice work.
I think that says it all as Testaverde.
Run back. 10 yards. First down.
Vinny out with that injured left big toe. Stepped on earlier by Brinkley, number 63 for Dallas. And Chandler here has got all 3 timeouts. He has 18 seconds left. He's left with one option. Home run. Put your wide receivers out on one side of the field and let them all go long. Pass batted down, incomplete.
14 seconds remaining. Will bring up a 2nd and 10 for Chandler.
That ball batted down by Billy Bates, number 40, playing that middle linebacker in the nickel defense. Just followed Chandler the whole way, saw where he was going to throw it short and underneath, and batted it down.
And don't forget, coming up at the conclusion of this game, the NFL Today postgame show in New York. Greg Gumbel along with Terry Bradshaw. And it'll be interesting to hear Terry's comments about Troy Aikman.
This crowd and this Tampa Bay team seems to be in shock. The people are just sitting here. They can't believe it. I don't think the Bucs can believe it.
A lot of time. And intercepted. Bates. Bill Bates, the special teams captain, with the interception. And Dallas will maintain a perfect record over Tampa, having won 7 straight.
You trying to get first downs here, or are you trying to win a ball game? Why do you dink it short like this? Throw it for a home run. Make something happen down the field. Make them get a pass interference. Make something good happen. That's ridiculous.
In every game that Tampa has lost this year, they have either been tied or in the minus column in the giveaway takeaway category. And this will be number 3, barring a miracle.
I mentioned earlier, James, this could be a critical to crushing blow for this Tampa Bay Bucs team. They had so much confidence, so much exuberance, and they are so young. To lose a game like this that they had easily in hand to an opponent they should have easily beaten is not only inexcusable, it may be something that will not leave this team for the rest of the year.
Delay of game called on the Cowboys, and of course you will see Troy Aikman get down in what we call the win the game position, down on one knee to run out the clock. And the Cowboys keep the record intact, where Tampa has never beaten the Cowboys. Cowboys have made it 8-0 against Tampa. And for the Cowboys, they had lost 6 consecutive games on the road. They snapped that streak and improved their record to 3-4. And the Bucs, failing to gain any ground on the first place Chicago Bears, dropped to 4-3. So for Randy Cross, this is James Brown saying so long from Tampa Stadium, where our final score is Dallas 17, Tampa 13. Coming next is the NFL Today postgame show. CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League continues after this.